Welcome back to our mini-series on meditation for beginners. Last week, we have already looked at some of the special approaches which we need to have to study meditation and how to cultivate these to make the maximum progress in our meditation. This week, we're going to be looking a little bit further about how to integrate meditation into our daily routine. Last week, we talked a little bit about the advantage of pretending that we are a child again when we come to meditation, rather than being an adult or a scientist who tend to have a lot of questions on their minds. If we can manage to reduce the questions in our mind, then this will help us more and more to have a calm mind. If we do have questions coming up in our mind, sometimes it's better if we are able to put those questions on one side until our meditation's finished, and only then perhaps to ask someone who is more knowledgeable than ourselves about those questions to settle our doubts. Once there was a parable of a man who had been shot by an arrow, a poison arrow at that. And instead of allowing them to pull the arrow out, the man had many questions about who had shot the arrow, what the arrow was made of, what sort of bow it had been used to shoot the arrow. As the man was waiting for the answers to all those questions, he was gradually dying from all the poison in the arrow. Better that he would pull the arrow out immediately and talk about the questions later. It's much the same thing with our meditation. We need to get down to the practice of our meditation, and that will clear up the doubt sometimes by itself. Avoiding the questions and leaving them for later will help us to have a calm mind to meditate better. When we come to meditating, it's rather like all the things which we would like to gain from our mind are in fact already there. But what we need to do is to try to remove all the other extraneous rubbish in our mind which are covering up and hiding the true qualities of the mind. In this sense, it's rather like doing our laundry, because the clothes we have are already clean, bright, nice colors, but the fact that they're dirty means that they don't look nice anymore. Thus, when we do our laundry, it's rather like moving all the extraneous rubbish from the clothes so that we're left with just the part which we really need. With the mind, it's just the same. And in fact, we can use the same metaphor of doing our laundry when we're talking about doing our meditation as well. It's rather like washing a shirt. I don't know if any of the viewers out there have been washing their shirt by hand recently, but if you've ever done that, you know that there are certain things to remember when you're washing your shirt by hand. One of the most important things to remember is that you don't have to wash the whole shirt, but you have to wash the part which really matters, which normally for a shirt that would be under the armpits or on the cuffs. These are the points which get the dirtiest, so they need special attention when we are doing our laundry. The second thing about a shirt is when we're washing it, then we may need to scrub it a certain amount of times to get any results. Supposing you need to scrub your shirt 200 times to get it clean, if you scrub it only 100 times, then your shirt will not be entirely clean. Last of all, if you overdo it, then sometimes you can end up with a rag instead of a shirt. If your shirt needs to be scrubbed 200 times on the collar and you scrub it 400 times, then you may find that it tears the collar and leaves your shirt unwearable. This gives us three principles for doing our laundry, which can also be applied to our meditation. Firstly, you need to do it in the right place. Secondly, you have to do enough of it to get you to the point of success. And thirdly, you need to do it only enough to get by and not to overdo it. With meditation, it's very much the same. Firstly, we need to know where to do our meditation in order to make it work. By where, we don't mean the location, but it means where we are going to be resting our mind. For meditation, this mostly means that it should be placing our mind at the center of the body, not outside the body, not in different parts of the body, but at the center of the body, 2 finger breadths above the navel, the point which you've heard about, I'm sure, from other parts in the program. If we can focus our mind here, then we can save ourselves a lot of time in meditation because the mind will become calm very quickly. The second thing which we need to remember about our meditation is we need to do enough of it to make a difference. It's rather like rubbing sticks together to get a fire. Supposing you need to rub sticks together 100 times in order to get a spark. If you rub the sticks together only 99 times and then go and have a cup of coffee, then you find that you can be there all day and you never will get fire out of your 2 sticks. With meditation, it's just the same. But the sort of minimum which is required to make some progress in meditation is that you meditate at least once a day. If you meditate only every second day, for example, then you find that your mind will go back to its own old habits again. The third principle which we should remember from the point of view of meditation is not to overdo it. Some people are very enthusiastic about meditation when they start. Some people are so enthusiastic that they forget to go to work, or maybe forget about the needs of their family. If you find that your family are beating on your door asking where their evening meal is going to come from every time you sit down to meditate, then maybe you need to put your everyday life in order before you start to do your meditation. If you do want to meditate all day, if you really do want to devote your life completely to meditation, maybe it would be better to become a monk like me, or perhaps a nun, in order that you can devote all your time to meditation and no one will criticize you for it. But from the point of view of meditation, although we can't have too much of a good thing, but you need to be able to integrate it into your everyday life and not to allow meditation to be the thing which is going to cause you to be blamed by others. So if you find a short period of time to meditate each day and gradually work upwards, then I think no one would blame you for that, and you will see that you can make progress in your meditation day by day. So what can we do to integrate meditation into our daily lives? The first thing I'd like to say is that meditation is not just about sitting cross-legged with your eyes closed. Meditation should be a part of our lives, something which we aim to perfect both with our eyes open and with our eyes closed. So the sort of peaceful feeling which we have in meditation should be something which we bring into our everyday life as a whole. And today I'd like to talk about some ways, and perhaps you can do this by integrating meditation into your daily life in every part possible. Supposing you get up in the morning. If you get up early, then maybe you can go and take a shower, do some light exercise, and then sit for meditation. If you're a working person, then maybe you have limited time in the morning. Maybe you wouldn't have as much time as you would like to make a really long meditation in the morning. But nonetheless, you can find 20 minutes to meditate in the morning, then get dressed and go and have your breakfast. As you're taking your shower, instead of just washing yourself with soap on the outside, you can think about your bright object inside your body at the same time that you're washing yourself on the outside. Why not? It doesn't take any extra effort to do that, but it does train yourself in your meditation even while you are doing other things. As you eat your food at breakfast time, instead of just eating your food and thinking about other things, why not imagine that each time you take a spoonful of food, instead of just being a mouthful of food going down your throat, maybe it can be a crystal ball or brightness which is adding to the brightness in the center of your body as you're eating. After you finish your breakfast, maybe you're on the bus commuting to work, or maybe you're driving in the car or as a passenger in the car. If you're a passenger in the car, or if you are a passenger on the bus, then again on the way to work, even though there may be a traffic jam, you have a good opportunity again to find time to meditate as you are waiting in the crowds. If you're driving, some people have asked whether it's possible to meditate at the same time you're driving. Why not? You can hold a conversation while you're driving, so why not meditate while you're driving? But if you want to be sure, then maybe you can wait for the red light and then sit and calm your mind in meditation while you're waiting for the light to turn green. If you're at work in your office, then you can also try to maintain your meditation as much as possible. But that may be a challenge for you, because I'm sure there are many things to think about as you are in the office. Some of the things you come across may be problems which you have to solve. So, if you are coming across problems in your working life, why not close your eyes to think about them for meditation for a few moments to try to settle out those problems in a more creative way. There's also a special hint, which is every 1 hour you may set your watch to beep in order to remind you to think of your center of your body for perhaps a minute of every hour, in order to try to maintain some of that precious meditation experience as you go through your day. Normally people find themselves tired by their time spent at work, but if you manage to maintain your meditation, I think you'll find that you don't get so involved with the problems, but yet you can use a more creative wisdom from inside to apply to the problems which come up in your working life. Normally, by the time people get home in the evening, they'll be quite tired. If you're tired, you may find that even if you do try to meditate, you may not find that your meditation goes very well. Normally, it's better to freshen up, maybe take an evening meal, to relax slightly in front of the television, maybe thinking of the meditation in the advertising breaks. Only later, when you feel relaxed and ready, should you find time to meditate in the evening. And the evening is time when you have more time for yourself. As you meditate in the evening, instead of setting a fixed time for your meditation, try meditating until you find that your mind gets to the stage of progress which you reached the last time you meditated. If your mind is not yet clear, then perhaps give your meditation a little bit of extra time so that you can make sure that you have progress each and every time you meditate. And before you go to bed, don't forget that you shouldn't neglect your meditation even at the time when you're going to sleep. Before you close your eyes, you should sit for meditation first, making sure your mind is firmly centered at the center of your body. Only then should you lie down, maintaining your mind at the center of the body as you allow yourself to fall to sleep. If you can do all of these suggestions which I've mentioned, then you find that your everyday life will aid you instead of being the thing which hinders you in your meditation practice. If you can do this each and every day, then when you come to meditate, you find that you're able to make progress without end. So why not try some of these things, if you find they're practical, when you are integrating meditation into your everyday life? Well, already on this program today we've said a lot of nasty things about scientists, but one thing which is very good about science is the detail in which scientists observe the thing under observation. And we can learn something about this too when we come to our meditation. One thing which is very beneficial for those who are studying meditation is to keep notes or a diary of their meditation experience. This is a way to help you to build up your skills in self-observation, so that you're not going to be reliant on a teacher all your life, but you can learn to be a teacher to yourself in meditation. Don't worry, you're not writing down the notes for other people to read. But they should be notes which you're writing down as a way for you to be able to remember and to spot the changes which are taking place in your meditation. Don't write a lot, but try to get to the main points in your meditation as you are writing them down. Maybe the quality, the feeling of your meditation. These are some of the things which you can write down in your meditation. If you find that you are having questions coming up in your meditation, why not write them down so that you can remember them in order to refer them to someone else later on. If we are able to keep a diary on a regular basis, what we'll find that this will renew our inspiration each time we come to meditate. It will help us to have an overview of our progress in meditation, and it will help us to be accountable so that we will sit for meditation each and every day. Otherwise we'll have a blank page in our diary, and we wouldn't like that. And it helps us to give preciousness to our passing experience as well. Some of the best sellers on the market today are known as a meditator's diary, and who knows, if you write down your experiences very well, you may have a bestseller on your hands as well. So in summary, if you keep a meditation diary, you can say that it will help to raise our awareness as to our own meditation progress. Sometimes we don't see the progress from day to day, but we will see it over the course of a week if we keep our notes properly. At first you might not think you're making any progress at all, but once you look back over your diary, you start to see that in fact your meditation is starting to go in a very positive direction indeed. So this week we've been looking at some of the special approaches which are necessary for a study of meditation. We've also looked at some of the ways in which we can integrate meditation into our daily life as well. Next week we're going to be looking a little bit more about the coarse tuning and the fine tuning which are necessary for our meditation progress. But in the meantime, I'd like to encourage you, as always, to try a little bit of meditation each day. Try to integrate it also into your working life, your family life, so that meditation is a part of yourself the whole day long. Try to take note of your meditation experiences in a diary. And in the meantime, maintain your good health, keep your anxieties low throughout the week, and I'll see you again next week.